Take a look at this.
This recipe looks real tasty.
Scout ship setting sail.
There they are.
Which must mean they took out every one of the exorcists who went after them.
Hey, I told them not to bother. Now how did that sword of yours turn out? Fine, I'll find out for myself.
Rokuro, we can handle the exorcists. Go and find your victory.
Thanks. All right, let's get down to business. Back! Better not die too quickly on me. I want this to be fun. Come on, bro. Don't hold back. Shut up! Don't play games with me! Ooh, those are some fine-looking swords you got there.
Take a good look, because they're going to cut you down.
Yeah, that's right. Get into it. Keep it up. I love it.
I can't die here. Disgraceful.
Not bad at all, but I'm not done yet! You put up a good fight, I'll give you that. But you're a frickin' demon. Shouldn't you bring more to the table than pretty damn good Rangetsu style? You don't have what it takes to win against the rightful heir.
Don't count me out. Just yet. I've got something to show you! Take this!
Now that was clever! Giving up one of your own hands to go for my neck. If I was just a second slower, I'd be dead now. I like it. This is what I've been looking for. All right, let's call it good here. Listen up! If y'all want any hope of beating me, come find me once you're more skilled and better armed.
I'll cut you down. No matter how many times I lose. No matter how many years it takes.
There we go. That's the face I'm looking for. So vicious. It's perfect.
What is wrong with him?
Shouldn't you be worrying more about your own skin? The entire Abbey knows by now that you're a traitor.
That guy, he was really strong.
Yeah, he was. They all are.
But we will beat him if we must. No matter what it takes.
The Von Eltius here.
Let's get going.
Please, take me with you. I'll make a sword that surpasses Stormhowl yet. I know I will. But for another blade to beat Stormhowl, its wielder must be a swordsman of unmatched skill.
Hey, Eisen. Got any room on this pile of wood scrap for a suit of armor?
If not, make someone wear it.
Works for me. You heard him, Kurogane.
Many thanks.
Okay, we're off to find Grimoire and decipher the book. You know where we're going, right, kiddo?
Yeah. We're headed for the Salt Archipelago in Southgand. Velvet's demon hand. It's such a mysterious weapon. I can only imagine how much of a threat it will become to the Abbey. This calls for a clear-headed breakdown of everything I know about it so far. It changes shape in a flash and can devour most anything. How must that feel, to devour something with your hand like that? But it doesn't devour the bandages that cover it up. Maybe they're protected with some sort of special art? Likewise, the rest of her outfit can't be ignored. One would think she wouldn't want to wear such ragged clothing, yet she clearly has no inclination of buying something new. I suppose that could be taken to mean she has some sort of attachment to it. But that top is really big for her. Like it was made for a man. Maybe she wears that outfit in memory of someone important to her. I'd better not touch it then. I know I may not look it, but I really am good at sewing. Maybe I should suggest mending her clothes rather than outright replacing them. On the other hand, that fabric looks like it would be hard to push a needle through. I could be in over my head. But the tougher the fight, the more I get fired up. Of course, Lord Artorias would probably scold me if he heard me talking like that.
Who'd scold you for what now?
Oh, well, I was thinking about sewing. I mean, your clothes, they're all beat up, and I thought that if I offered to mend them for you, you'd probably scold me. Wouldn't you?
You'd mend my clothes? Have they been worrying you that much?
I mean, not like constantly or anything. It just crosses my mind from time to time.
Are you good at it?
Yes. I'm told I come across as awkward sometimes, but if nothing else, I'm good with my hands.
I see. All right, if I ever need it done, I'll come to you.
Good, just leave it to me.
Are you feeling all right? You're really sweating. The heat and the cold doesn't bother me at all, but you're a human, so you need to take care of yourself. And if you keep soaking in your own sweat, you'll catch a cold. Besides, I don't imagine it feels that great. You should keep washing and bathing on your own schedule, like however you did before falling in with us. Just let me know and I'll make it work. Because the guys aren't considerate enough to stop and ask you if you need to.
Sure. All right. Thanks. That was a surprisingly normal thing for her to say. I probably shouldn't bother with her clothes for now. We girls have to be considerate of each other.
Eisen, I thought you were supposed to be in Midgand. How did you end up here in Islegand? I thought I'd gotten used to you performing the impossible, but this time, I'm at a loss for words. We heard from the Bloodwings that the Abbey might have taken you guys out.
Not this time, but our luck won't last forever. Think of this as a dry run for when I really kick the bucket.
Aye, aye, First Mate. More importantly, are you sure it's okay to bring an exorcist aboard?
I've got my eye on her. If she does anything funny, I'll handle it.
Got it! We'll be on our guard, too.
So, you guys made it. Whatever happened to that sword breaker?
He's been dealt with.
What are you doing here?
After everything you said to me, I had a change of heart. I quit banditry. Thank you.
I'm glad you listened to reason. What do you plan on doing from here on out?
I'm heading to the capital. I plan on opening a restaurant for bandit cuisine.
Bandit cuisine?
Yeah, you get your hands on all sorts of food as a bandit. You gotta use what you have, and still make a tasty meal. Like a wild mushroom omelet minus the eggs. Or highwayman's stew. It's like a hunter's stew, but, you know, made by bandits.
That sounds somewhat improper, actually. But I'd still love to visit after you open.
Really? All right. I'll be an upright citizen in no time. Maybe even the kind of man you'd consider spending some time with.
I'm rooting for you.
Hey, were you actually listening to him?
Of course I was. It's wonderful he's turned over a new leaf.
Hey, you there. That's one impressive sword you got.
You know a lot about swords?
I'm a novice swordsmith. Been at it for 20 years. Now, I'm finally able to make a blade worthy of the name.
20 years? And still just a novice?
It's a competitive world out there for a swordsmith, especially here on this island.
But I heard many swordsmiths have given up. There's less ore around nowadays, and swords don't work against the demons.
True, swords are useless against demons. Unless it's an exorcist that's using them. Kadnik's weaponry has always been prized in Midgand. The Abbey recognized our talents, and now, business is booming. All the smiths here are grateful to the Abbey. They're keeping all of us alive and fed.
I gotta say, you guys look less like pirates and more like a circus troupe.
Are you alright with having demons on board, Benwick?
Not remotely an issue. If you're aboard this ship of misfits, you're a pirate. That's just our creed. At least, that's what the captain and the first mate always say.
Speaking of the captain, what's Eifried like?
Let's see. How do I put it? He's like if the sea were a person, and that person had a pointy beard.
Huh. A bearded sea?
Look, everybody on this ship is an outcast from society in some way. Despite that, Captain Eifried accepted us for who we are, and took us all on board.
So he's a kind man.
Well, would you say that the sea is kind? How would it feel to dive in with an open wound?
It would sting. A lot.
Quite so. Some days he's calm and steady, and others he rages. He can be shallow, deep, even a whirlpool.
Sounds like he's a little scary and hard to read.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to serve him, but that air of mystery keeps us around and makes us want to take those jumps. At the end of the day, the dread pirate Van Eifried is one hell of a guy.
He sounds like Velvet in a lot of ways.
Wait, what? How so? I didn't describe him right at all, did I?
Benwick, we're changing course at once for Port Renede.
Sir? What's going on?
3 of our men have collapsed from the Corsair Scourge. They first showed symptoms 3 days ago. How are you holding up?
I'm still doing all right. But if this really started 3 days ago, that means we're all carrying it, doesn't it?
That's what I'm afraid of. But if we head straight to Port Renede, we should be able to get medicine there.
I'll check on everyone's condition.
Make sure everyone stays hydrated, including yourself, understand?
Sir, yes sir. All hands, assume emergency positions.
The crew's holding up well for a bunch of folks at death's door.
What do you mean? Is this Corsair Scourge fatal?
Quite. No one knows what causes it, but it starts with a high fever and ends up with the body falling apart like sand. Like sand? Once, there was a great band of pirates who ruled the seas. but the disease spread through their ships and killed every one of them. That's why it's called the Corsair Scourge.
Does that mean we've been infected as well?
You humans, for sure.
Only humans fall prey to the Corsair Scourge.
Then it could have gotten to you too. Right, Moggy Lou?
Oh, right! Alas, that my glorious saga should meet such an ignominious end!
I can't allow our vessel to die from this. If you start to feel ill, speak up.
I will.
All right, we'll all be helping out in the search. Everyone but Eleanor, that is.
Huh?
Oh, why does she get to stay? I might be dying too, you know.
You're a witch. Magic yourself healthy. Now quit whining and get going.
Oh, not even a witch is safe from the ravages of the Reaper's curse!
The Reaper's curse?
Okay, where's the herbalist? If I remember right, the Corsair's Scourge needs a particularly special medicine.
Yeah, it's a wildflower called Salatoma. Its juice can cure the Corsair's Scourge.
Well, doesn't sound too tricky.
Let's not relax until we have it in hand.
Right. Now let's get going.
Hold on a minute. Won't you just be spreading the disease if everyone wanders into town?
Surprisingly, no. For whatever reason, you can only catch it over the ocean waves. It's speculated it might have something to do with the salt in the air, or maybe the microbes in the seawater.
Nobody knows the cause for sure, but there are no recorded cases of people catching it on land.
I see. A strange affliction indeed.
We'll be back soon. You all remain on the ship.
All right. Good luck out there, sir.
We've got to hurry.
Salatoma. Is this really going to be necessary?
What do you mean, Eleanor?
Oh, nothing. It's just, well, the herb is known to work well for fevers and the like, but it tastes bad. So bad. Some say it would even bring a demon to the brink of tears.
Maybe so. But better to drink it than to die, right?
Oh, I'm not worried. It just reminded me of stories from my childhood is all.
That Rokuro, always telling all of us except Eleanor to work harder. Doesn't he realize that I'm a delicate maiden too? This is workplace discrimination. I should put him on a witch trial and burn him at the stake!
I don't think that's how witch trials work.
What's wrong, Eleanor? You look like you've got something on your mind.
I'm just trying to figure out what Rokuro was thinking. When I had Lord Shigure at the end of my spear, Rokuro threw his dagger right at my head. I thought I was dead for sure. I feel like I saw who he truly was, and it frightens me. But he and Lord Shigure are always trying to kill each other. I can't understand why he did what he did.
It might have something to do with his Bushido code.
What's Bushido? Is that like a sword fighter's code?
It's a way of thinking. Be loyal to your lord. Respect your parents. Protect the weak. And act with honor.
You're saying that he was following this Bushido code, and he was protecting me because I was weak?
He might have turned into a demon, but his memories and personality are still intact. I doubt his moral values have disappeared either.
Do you really think he believes in that Bushido stuff? Carving through his enemies with a cruel and unsparing sword! Slash! Pow! Shazam! That's the true nature of a Rangetsu man! I heard that when Velvet first met him, he immediately attacked her without any provocation. I'm sure you haven't already forgotten how he turned his swords on the kid in that fight against Kurogane.
I wouldn't read too much into what Magilu's saying. Rokuro lives for his sword, and that's just who he is.
But I don't think he's all that bad.
I thought you were the one who called him frightening.
I know I said he can be a scary person, but how do I put it? I do feel there's more to him than just wanting to cut people up. It's like he's more sensitive to other people's emotions than he might seem to be at first glance. A sword fighter has to sense his opponents on some level, right?
For a crazed demon, he's actually a nice guy. Is that it?
Maybe. I don't know. It's not like I know him well enough to claim any deep personal insight or anything.
You brought it up.
A bit ago, a manacled body got caught in my nets.
Manacled? A prisoner?
You too? Yesterday, my nets pulled up an arm. Manacles, even a brand on that one. I really can't take this anymore. I'm losing my appetite, and it's bad for my heart.
You said it. Judging by the tides, they would have to have come from that prison island. Is it really just a prison?
You think it's strange, too? I've suspected something about that place for a while now. They say the whole island is a prison, but if you ask me, I bet it's just an execution ground.
Or it's for experimenting on demons.
Experimenting? What do you mean?
Testing the demons' capabilities. That's why they need prisoners. Food for the monsters.
Not a bad theory.
Just kidding! There's no way the Abbey would do something that horrible, right?
You sure think of some crazy ideas. I bet all of this is the work of some vicious pirate gang.
Yeah, something like that.
That guy. He's pretty sharp.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen any patrol ships around there recently. Used to be they'd chase you off if you got too close.
You know, you're right. If there are pirates about, it'll mean trouble unless the Abbey tightens up their patrols.
The best we can do is keep a wide berth of it for now. We wouldn't want pirates and demons sneaking up on us.
I think we'd notice if pirates or demons were around. No way they'd catch us unawares.
I can't tell if he's sharp or dull as a brick. That's an interesting bridge.
This bridge has a bit of history to it. Port Renede was originally built here on this inlet. The water's deep enough for ships, but as you can see, it's a bit too narrow for a port. Large ships couldn't come close without a top-rate crew, so Port Renede was used almost exclusively by smaller ships.
What about the Von Eltia?
We're the best of the best. We came and went as we pleased.
So your point is you wanted to brag?
Hey, let me finish. The people wanted their town to grow, so they built an outer harbor for large ships, and this bridge to connect to it.
Uh-huh. So that's why the port and the town are separate.
But there's more. We secretly helped provide the funds and resources for them to build it.
So you are bragging.
And did this bridge bring prosperity to Port Renede?
No. The Abbey began regulating shipping and travel, right about the time the town finished building the outer port. If only the seas had remained free, Port Renede would have developed into a center for commerce and trade.
I suppose things don't always go as planned.
Then again, even if Port Renede became a bustling port, we still would have no trouble slipping in or out.
I'm not biting this time.
When I was in Port Zexen, I heard that a swarm of demons attacked the palace and killed the High Priest.
No way! Isn't the palace the most heavily guarded place in the world? How did the exorcists let that happen?
Bad news really does travel fast.
They say that the demons were disguised as humans, but were actually enormous monsters twice the size of any man. They had razor-sharp horns and 3 burning eyes. They could take over your mind just by glaring at you.
If the demons were that terrible, no wonder the exorcist couldn't deal with them.
Some rumors say they escaped. Some say a legate took them down in a climactic battle. But no one knows the truth. We should be ready to run in case they show up.
Is the world falling apart? Will the bad times return again?
A horned giant with 3 eyes, huh? Velvet, you're one scary lady.
They said swarm, so they were talking about you, too.
I know I'm repeating myself, but that's just not possible.
But the High Priest hasn't been seen since then. How do you explain that? I heard some people from the capital say that he might have been attacked by demons.
The Abbey's trying to cover it up, but the truth is getting out.
The security at the palace is better than anywhere else. Demons breaking in? Inconceivable.
But what if a whole horde assailed the castle?
The exorcists guarding the palace are elite, the best of the best. Horde or not, they couldn't have gotten in.
But what if they were some sort of giant demons? No matter how elite the guards may be, they'd have trouble against something like that.
If giant demons appeared in the capital, there'd be an uproar. I understand your concerns, but please remain calm and trust us. Panic and confusion is just what the demons want. They'll use it to slip into this very town.
Well, we know that, but still.
It looks like rumors from the capital are spreading.
The more chaos there is here, the easier it'll be for us to move around.
Take a look at this. Scout.
Hello there. How can I help you today?
We're looking for Salatoma flowers.
Well now, that's an order I don't get every day. It's not for the Corsair's Scourge by any chance?
The very same. Some of our crew developed fever 3 days ago. I want to take care of it as quickly as possible.
Understandable, but unfortunately, I'm out of stock right now.
How can you be out of stock? The flower's in season, isn't it?
It is, but not too long ago, a demon appeared in Warg Forest where we harvested. And now the Abbey won't let anyone inside.
They what? Why haven't they exterminated the demon?
From what little I've heard, they've had trouble tracking the thing. 100 people go in, maybe only one will actually come across the beast.
If it's so rare, then what's the danger?
Because nobody who's encountered it has come back alive.
First the Corsair's Scourge, then no medicine, the Abbey, and a mysterious demon. Never a dull moment with the Reaper's Curse, eh?
I could try to order some from other towns, but if you're already on day 3, it might not make it in time.
But if we go to the Warg Forest, the Salatoma will be in bloom, correct?
Right, but the demon...
We're going to the forest.
Dad, I can't take it anymore. I can't deal with life in this village.
There you go, with the whining again.
Those two, they seem to be rather upset.
Best stay out of it. They're going at it hammer and tongs. The phrase is hammer and tongs.
I'm not whining. It's been 10 years and the village is no better off than when we started. Every year it gets colder, and every year our harvest gets worse. And the risk of demon blight hasn't gone away.
Your point? Compared to other regions, Westgand has fewer cases of demon blight. Other areas are suffering worse from the cold and the demons. I'd say we're better off here than anywhere else.
You're saying we're lucky that all we have to worry about is cultivating this inhospitable land?
Don't be so impatient. We'll see results. Westgand has incredible potential. If we keep working this land, eventually it will become a prosperous place. Maybe not now, but in 100 years or 1,000, our descendants will have joy and plenty. That's enough for me.
There you go again. Who cares about ancestors? I'm talking about...
Good man, your words have moved me. As an exorcist, I promise to work my hardest to end the demon blight and help people like you find security.
Oh, thank you for your kind words, young exorcist. Then I have a request. How about you start helping by marrying this fool son of mine?
What?
Ever since his lover gave him the slip, he's been whining like this non-stop.
I'm very sorry, but that wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
The demon of Warg Forest? Yeah, I heard about it. It's been the talk of the town round here lately. My guess is it's some kind of invisible demon. Scary, right?
An invisible demon?
A bunch of exorcists got together to hunt the demon, but they couldn't find it. If it's not invisible, then maybe it's so fast they couldn't see it, or too small for them to notice.
What kind of watch are they keeping on the forest now?
Shouldn't you know? You're an exorcist too, right?
Yes. But my duties take me from place to place, and I don't know the details of the demon hunts in this area.
I see. I don't really know the details myself either, but I hear the exorcists are patrolling in shifts.
Interesting. It sounds like they still might not have a good lead on what this demon is.
Please hurry. Find that demon and get rid of it. We won't feel safe until it's gone.
You have my word. We'll do everything we can.
We're here to find Salitoma. Sorry, but we don't have time to go demon hunting.
I know.
Say! Ah! Say!
Did you need something?
No, not really.
As you say.
Why aren't you training with 2 swords?
This is how I've always trained. 10,000 practice swings a day since I was a kid. I just wanted a single good swipe at Shigure. So I swung, and eventually just naturally got to this point.
That's incredible.
Not really. I need to be prepared to face Shigure at any moment. But I've been thinking I should up it to 100,000 swings.
100,000? Do you have any idea how much time that'll take?
Nah.
Even if you did 1 swing a second, you couldn't do that many in 1 day.
Oh? But 10 swings a second would do the trick.
Rokuro.
Even still, I know it would take more than 100,000 swings to be a match for Shigure. Not with 1 sword or with 2.
And you keep doing it despite knowing it's pointless? That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to defeat an undefeatable adversary. The whole damned idea is daft, as you put it. All I can do is recognize the fact and give it my best shot.
Well, that's one way of looking at it.
If only I could figure out how to stay up all night and still feel rested. Now there's a challenge I can't beat.
You need to go to bed. A lack of sleep will get you killed faster than a lack of practice.
You're right. I'll do that.
Hey, Laphicet, what's the Reaper's Curse Magilu was talking about?
Supposedly, Aizen's presence has the power to bring misfortune to the people around him.
Is that some sort of special Moloch power or something?
It's worse than mere misfortune. At Vortigern,
there was a sudden mass outbreak of demon blight, and many of his fellow crew died on his watch.
I find that a little hard to believe, honestly.
The Reaper's curse is all too real. It was the Reaper's curse that tore me from you and got me captured by Miss Moggy-Loo.
Oh, is that so?
I missed you so much. The hazy, halcyon days when I would blow on your cheeks to make your tears dry up.
Hey, that's not...
It must be destiny that we've been reunited. How I wish I could return to your side once more.
Do what you want. I don't care.
Really?
I won't stop you. Maybe she wants a Moloch who freely divulges a young girl's secrets.
I'm fine, thank you very much. I've already got Laphicet to look after as it is.
Aw, no fair! Is he the one who blows on your tears now when you cry?
He most certainly does not. And as of right now, you're a stranger to me. What?
Just so we're clear, Laphicet will do no blowing on any cheeks.
Of course not. I mean, not that it ever happened in the first place anyway. Just forget it.
Yet another victim of the Reaper's curse!
Eleanor, are you feeling all right?
Yes, for now at least.
I'm glad for that. But please remember, the Reaper's curse is no joke.
Is Isen's curse even real? I'm having trouble believing in it.
You never know. Talk like that might give you a stomachache, or a blister, or a bug might fly into your mouth.
A bug?
Miss Moggy-Loo, please stop making up things just to scare Madame Eleanor. Like when you said that 4 Navy warships tried to detain the Von Eltia and disappeared without a trace? Or that Eisen made a stopover on an island and the men there caught demon blight? Or that a man bumped into his shoulder and started laughing and died from suffocation?
Please stop. That's even more frightening.
That's a pack of lies. It was 7 warships. Everyone on the island, not just men, caught demon blight. And the guy who bumped into me died from hiccups.
Hold me.
But as far as the Corsair's Scourge goes, you don't need to worry. Just drink the Solitoma juice and you'll be fine.
Assuming they're in bloom.
Yeah, there is that.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Are we ready for this?
You won't get away! Now, rise! Arise! Ascending! Angel! You won't get away!
shields carving the flesh! Make her pay! Take that! Devour! You won't get away!
Deception!
I can heal the wounds, but I can't...
Deception!
Healing circle!
I'll stop you!
It's gonna get you! Does it work? Do you see? What in the world?
Hurricane!
Hurricane? It's gonna get you! Take that! You won't get away! Take that!
Hurricane!
You won't get away! Too close! Take that!
Deception! Hurricane! Hurricane!
You won't get away!
Deception! See this? Hurricane! For one! Killing flash! But I'm this close! I won't miss! Form zero! Thunder!
I got you!
Deception! See this? Deception!
Got you! Too close! You won't get away!
Hurricane! Hurricane! See this? Hey! 1-2! I'll stop! Deception! Deception!
I can heal the wounds, but I can't...
Deception!
Twin wings! Healing circle!
Deception! Hurricane! Deception! Deception! I'll stop! Hurricane! Deception! Hurricane! Deception! Come! Hurricane! Hurricane! Hey! Hurricane! 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 Hey! Hurricane! Deception! 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 Deception!
No, I can't die. Here, disgraceful.
Deception!
Deception! First aid! Break down!
Hold up!
Devour!
Deception!
You won't get away!
See this? Deception! Come!
It's gonna get you! Oh, what in the world?
I'll stop you! I'll stop you!
See
this? Hurricane!
No, I can't die here. Disgraceful.
Devour! Too close! You won't get away! Oh, baby! Take that! Devour! You won't get away! Take that! Devour! Too close! You won't get away! Take that! Devour! You won't get away! You guys are the best!
No, I can't die here.
I can heal the wounds.
Disgraceful.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain! Like heal up!
No, I can't die here. Disgraceful.
I'll help you! First aid! Take that! Devour! You won't get away! Take that! Devour! You won't get away! Just blizzard! Hit that! Devour! You won't get away! Just blizzard! Hit that! Devour! Too close! You won't get away! Just blizzard! Hit that! Devour! You won't get away! Just blizzard! Hit that! Devour! Too close! You won't get away! Just blizzard!
I refuse to fall here! Food's ready. It's nothing special. Food's ready.
This must be the Warg Forest.
We need to be careful. There may well be exorcists around.
This is a dual-layered barrier. It's the Abbey's new invention.
So it's two barriers working in tandem, then.
That sure sounds like a hell of a lot of trouble just to stop people from coming in.
It really does.
Again, huh? That Reaper's curse of yours is consistent, if nothing else.
The curse even affects coin flips?
Seems that way.
Amalok's powers affect physical objects and can, at times, even synchronize with their wavelengths.
And in your case, it's that coin?
Yeah. That's why it always comes up tails.
You must forgive my skepticism.
Whether you choose to believe it or not is really up to you.
It might be worth noting that coin is also Eisen's vessel.
So is that wavelength business the reason why Laphicet always has that compass around him?
That's part of it, but in another sense, it's a kind of proof of his manhood.
Proof of his... manhood?
Must polish you so you don't rust.
That doesn't make any sense.
For a praetor, you really don't know that much about the world, do you?
Ugh. The Reaper's curse. The Abbey needs to know about this. I'll have to investigate further. A coin that always comes up tails. Can Amalok's influence extend so far?
I see you're a woman of deep skepticism.
I know it's hard to believe, but Eisen's coin really does only come up tails.
Wait a minute. Are you using some sort of trick on it, Magilu?
Oh, your gaze falls on me then?
Well, I am a woman of deep skepticism.
And one who holds grudges too, apparently. But no, I don't have anything to do with it. In fact, I tried a little spell to make it come up heads, and it wouldn't take hold.
The coin's not gimmicked. There's no trick. See for yourself if you like.
This is the Demon Lord Daos.
Good eye. It's from Carl.
It's from Carlin! I've never seen an authentic specimen. It's incredibly ancient, and yet it looks freshly minted.
There's a reason for that. Gold is normally soft, but they found a way to harden.
I know! They cover the surface of a softer metal with a heat-reactive shaped memory alloy. That's what makes it hard to scratch.
Right.
It's a technique no one alive can duplicate, and it makes any trickery impossible. I might just have to believe in this curse of yours after all.
I thought you said they had made the surface itself harder, not covered it with something else.
I think you're mistaken.
No, I swear you said...
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Shape memory alloy. That's how they did it.
So what does this solitoma flower look like exactly?
In a word, ugly. The flower itself is purple with leaves and stem of maroon.
An ugly flower. All right, I'll keep an eye out.
By the way, do you know what solitoma means in the language of flowers?
Was it deceitful coexistence?
What's with that? Even its symbolism is awful.
Deceitful coexistence.
The perfect flower for us.
What's wrong, Luffy said?
Magilu is right, isn't she?
Could be. Eleanor is from the Abbey. I'm not sure that someone like that would ever genuinely want to make friends with us.
That's what I thought.
But it's not all quarrels between us. There's commonalities, I guess you could call it. We share common ground.
Deceitful coexistence doesn't trouble me at all. I'll always be here for you, Madam Eleanor. You and I shared an eternal vow that binds us together.
All I did was make a pact to tether you. I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk about it in a way that could create the wrong impression.
Madam Eleanor, you're so cold.
Try your eyes, Bienfu. You still have me, don't you?
Oh, Miss Magilu, you're the only one for me, honest.
Good. Now think hard on my kindness and do as you're told.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just have to hang in there until I find a new love.
Laphicet, think about deceitful coexistence this way.
Demon, exorcist, Moloch, pirate, witch. We're never going to be a single cohesive unit. But each of us understands where the others are coming from in a way that's very real.
So it's not really a deception.
Yeah, not really. I think selfish coexistence might make the better fit.
Maybe so.
Those purple leaves belong to a salatoma. Be on the lookout for the ugly flowers.
Ugly purple flowers. Got it.
Take a look at this. Well, well. Now here's a fine haul.
Wow, they found a whole bunch.
I knew this would be big. What a treasure! Scout ship setting sail.
Its guardian was angry at it. Hold on, you can read a guardian's heart? Yeah, sort of. We have a chance!
No, I can't. Die here. Disgrace.
Devour! Finish! Devour!
See this? See this? See this?
Dark and light!
See this? See this?
Dark and light! Dark and light!
No, I can't die here. You're disgraceful.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain! Cell absorber!
What is that?
How very unlike me. Light me up! Whoa there! Light heal us! Light heal us!
No, I can't die here.
Light heal us! Light, we gotta get out of here!
Food's ready. Are we ready for this?
Deception! Hurricane! Hurricane! Hold up! Deception!
This works! Break
I'll stop you! Deception! Deception! Hurricane! Hey, see this?
This works! Outlook split!
Hey, for two! Hurricane! 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 Deception! Hurricane! Hey! Hurricane! Hey! See this? Hurricane! Hurricane! Hold still! Hey! For one! Deception! Hey! Deception! Hurricane! See this? Hurricane!
Yes! No, I can't. I hear.
Hurricane!
Disgraceful.
Crushing weight! Geostigma! First aid!
For one!
Surget! Surget!
Hey!
Dark and light!
Hurricane!
Yes.
Like I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain! First aid!
Yes.
Split! I got you! Healing circle! Water mine! Split!
Yes.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain!
No, I can't die here. Disgraceful. Are we ready for this?
Hold stop! See this? See this? Hurricane! See this? Hold stop! Deception! See this? Hey, come on! Deception! Hurricane! Twin whip! Hold stop! Hurricane! One more! Hurricane! Hurricane! Deception! Hit! Hurricane! See this?
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Of what? Deception! Hurricane!
But I can't feel the pain!
Hold up! Hurricane! Hold up! Deception!
There! No, I can't die here. Disgrace!
I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain!
Shameful defeat.
Spell absorber! Velvet!
Disgraceful.
Like healer! Gotcha! I don't believe this! But I can't feel the pain! I'll help you! Healing! Velvet!
Disgraceful.
This works! Water bomb! This works! Split! I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain!
No, I can't die here.
Healing! It's gonna get ya! I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain! Healing! I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain! Too slow! I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain! I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain! Too slow! I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain! Healing circle! I can heal the wounds, but I can't... I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain! I can heal the wounds! Spell absorb! Whoa there! Ah, is it the witching hour? I don't think we have a chance! What in the world?
Hey, it's up!
Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! It's gonna get ya! Water mine! Aqua split! Ouch! I can heal the wounds, but I can't feel the pain!
See this?
Healing circle!
See this?
Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Breaking! How very unlike me. What happened? Slow down! Geostigma! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Geostigma! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Geostigma! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Dark and light! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Geostigma! Geostigma! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! There! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Velvet! Whoop! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Fluffy set! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Split! Hope this works! Aqua split!
A foe worth killing.
Dark and light! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split!
Hurricane! Hey, tossed up!
Slow down! Like Hela! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Dark and light! Hurricane! Geo Stigma! Slow down! There! Hope this works! Aqua split! Geo Stigma! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Dark and light! Breaking! Slow down! Hope this works! Aqua split! Slow down! Whoa, what in the world? There! Like Hela! First aid! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Dark and light! Aqua split! Breaking! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Dark and light! Breaking! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Velvet! Like Hela! Hope this works! Aqua split! Breaking! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Crushing weight! Hope this works! Geo Stigma! Aqua split! Geo Stigma! Aqua split! Crushing weight! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Ouch! There! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Velvet! Crushing weight! Hope this works! Aqua split! Like Hela! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Like Hela! Aqua split! Hope this works! Like Hela! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split!
How very unlike me.
Woo! It's a big one! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Aqua split!
action! Hurricane!
Shield split! Shield split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split!
Hurricane!
Dark and light! Breaking! Breaking! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Crushing wind! Aqua split! Shield stigma! Aqua split! Shield stigma! Hope this works! Dark and light! Aqua split! Light heal! Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split!
Hurricane!
Aqua split! Shield stigma! Hope this works! Aqua split! Dark and light! Breaking! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Dark and light! Breaking! I'll help you! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Dark and light! Aqua split! Breaking! 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 Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! Like... Ivan! Huge! Hope this works! Aqua split! Aqua split! How very unlucky. Like me. Hope this works! Aqua split! Hope this works! Aqua split!
Forget the pain and move!
First aid! Dark and light! Breaking! Hope this works! Aqua split! How very unlike me. What happened? Ouch! I'm going back to bed. I'll help you! Mamu! What happened? I'm going back to bed. Stop it! Enough waiting there!
A foe worth killing.
Roll down! Roll down! Hope this works! Upward split! Upward split! Upward split! Hope this works! Upward split! Upward split! Dark and light! Whoa, what in the world? Break it! Make it drop! Hope this works! Upward split! First aid!
Deception! Deception! Deception!
Hope this works! Upward split! Upward split! Hope this works! Upward split! Upward split! Hope this works! Upward split! Upward split! Hope this works! Upward split! Hope this works! Upward split! 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 Upward split! Dark and light! Hope this works! Upward split! Upward split! Hope this works! Upward split! Light heal us! Upward split! First aid! Hope this works! Upward split! How very unlikely! What happened? First aid! Hope this works! Upward split! Upward split! Upward split! Hope this works! Upward split! Slow down! Let's heal us! Hope this works! Upward split! Let's heal us! First aid! How very unlike me! What happened? Upward split! Ouch! There! First aid! Roll down! Hope this works! Upward split! Upward split! Upward split! Hope this works! First aid! Upward split! How very unlike me! Devour! Finish! Breakthrough! Take that! Devour! Finish! Breakthrough! Take that! Devour! Twin whip! Finish! Breakthrough! Take that! Devour! Make a sonic drop! Finish! Breakthrough! Take that! Devour! Finish! Breakthrough!
Yes.
I'm up.
A foe worth killing.
Fall back and regroup!
Take a look.
You there! What do you think you're doing here?
We could ask the same of you.
Is something going on back there? They didn't look like they were demon hunting.
Ah! Are you making that move? No, it just did it by itself. He's in sync with his compass, just like Eisen and his coin.
Eisen, you're an Earth Moloch, right? Do you sense anything around here?
No, I don't. It seems Laphicet's senses are sharper than mine.
It stopped, but something still feels wrong.
Like what?
It kind of feels like when we got sealed inside that Earth Pulse.
So a force similar to Inominat's power? I'm starting to think this may be no ordinary demon we're dealing with here. It looks like a dead end up ahead. Laphicet, do you feel anything here?
No, not right now. Look! Purple flowers!
Yep, Solitoma.
Is the demon the real reason the Abbey's closed off the forest?
Worry about it later. It's flower picking time.
Agreed.
What do you think, kiddo? I told you these things were hard on the eyes. I mean, who puts those colors together?
Yeah, they're really nasty looking. But if they help the others, that's good enough for me.
Laphicet!
This must be the demon we were warned about.
Are you alright?
I'm okay. So much for this demon being hard to find. Is this the Reaper's curse yet again?
We're just getting started.
Another barrier!
That barrier. Even my praetor hearts can't break that. What's going on here? Why go to such lengths to keep this demon alive?
Either way, I don't think we're hauling home any flowers unless we beat up Mr. Bugglesworth here.
Right! Everyone, let's do this!
This thing is so cool! I want to be a bug!
Stop fantasizing and help us get rid of it!
Hurricane! For one! For three! Deception! Hurricane! Hurricane! Hold stop! Hurricane! 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 For one! Hey! For one! For two! For one! Hey! 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 For one! For two!
Dark and light!
Hurricane! See this? Hurricane! For three!
Yeah!
Hurricane!
No, I can't. I'm here.
For one! Hurricane! For three!
First aid! Make a flash drop!
For one! Hurricane!
You're the senseless!
Hey! For two! For three!
Dark and
See this?
light!
Hurricane! Hold up! For three! Hurricane! For two! For three! Hurricane! Hurricane! Hey! Deception! Shameful defeat!
You're defenseless! Devour! You're defenseless! Atlas Flip! Make a flash drop! This works! Atlas Flip! Take that! Atlas Flip! Watermine! Here again! This works! Atlas Flip! Atlas Flip! Here again! This works!
No, I can't die here. Disgraceful.
Like it First aid! It's gonna get you! Like it First aid! I'll help you! You're the best!
I'll finish this! Forget the pain and move! Too slow! Forget the pain and move! Eat it! You're wide open! You're wide open! Okay! Ready to die? Think you can dodge? Just try! Perfect mayhem!
Hope this works!
Let's go! How's that? Smash them! No less! Eat it! Okay! Eat it! Not good, I messed up.
Devour! Quick hit! Too close! Finish! You're defenseless! Zero impact! Turn that! Quick that! Devour! Finish! You're defenseless! Zero impact! Cell absorber! Got you! Turn that! Cell absorber!
Yes.
Maggie! You guys are the best! Take that! Devour! Too close! Take that! Devour! Too close! Finish! You're defenseless! Zero impact! Turn that! Healing circle! Devour! Finish! You're defenseless! Zero impact! Hope this works! Atlas split! Hope this works! Atlas split! Hope this works! Turn that! Take that! Devour! One hit! Finish! You're defenseless! Zero impact! Hope this works! Atlas split! It's gonna get ya! Hope this works! Atlas split! It's gonna get that! Devour! Finish! You're defenseless! Hope this works! Atlas split! Atlas split! Hope this works! Hope this works! Atlas split! Atlas split!
Yes.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't.
Yes.
Can't heal the pain! Turn it! I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain! I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain! Healing circle!
Yes.
Turn it!
Maggie!
You guys are the best! Turn it! Turn it! Turn it!
insect collecting is a sweatier hobby than I thought.
Look! Can we keep him?
No, hand it over. I'll dispose of it.
Aww.
The Abbey had some reason for protecting it. Maybe we should keep it alive for observation.
You want it, you feed it.
I will! I'll take care of him.
Anyway, now that we've got these flowers, Eleanor and my crew ought to be out of danger.
Hey! Forgetting somebody?
It looks like we've closed the door on this little episode. That insect demon was a bit of a surprise, but I still think this curse business is overblown.
I can count on one hand how many have survived more than 3 years at my side. If you're not careful, you might wind up as corpse number 50.
50?
That's how many comrades I've lost.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just saying, don't let your guard down.
Right.
Now that we've got what we need, we should get back to the ship.
I wonder what they call this kind of bug.
You're way into that thing, aren't you?
Laffy said, "Can I ask you a bit of an awkward question? What kind of demon would you say Velvet is?"
Well...
Oh, don't worry. I'm not trying to find a vulnerability or anything. I'm only asking out of curiosity.
It's not that I doubt you, Eleanor. I just don't know much about her myself.
You fought against her, haven't you? She consumes her enemies with her left hand and claims their power. She's a demon like absolutely no other. Plunk just about any demon down in front of her, and I bet she could devour it in a single gulp.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much true. Sometimes demons that she doesn't entirely devour turn human again, but... What? You've seen demons turn back into humans? Is it that big of a deal? Of course it is! Everyone knows that once you catch demon blight, that's it. There's no turning back. Although, I did see it happen with the High Priest Gideon. I wonder if there's some kind of connection. Not that it matters if he turned back, demon or not, he's dead either way.
Whatever it is, it's of no concern to a pirate.
If I were you, I wouldn't worry about what's normal. If things were normal, we wouldn't have found each other.
You have a point.
Sorry I couldn't help, Eleanor.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. But I need to keep digging until I find out more about the kind of demon Velvet is.
That bug! It looks pretty tough. Yeah, I've been around a long time, but I've never seen anything like it. It must be a new species.
Incredible!
A new species is usually named after the person who discovered it. The Laphicet rhinoceros beetle, then?
Rhinoceros beetle? Whoa now, that's a stag beetle if I ever saw one.
No, those things may look like pincers, but they're actually horns. A three-horned beetle will cause quite a stir in the bug community.
Hey, I know pincers when I see them, and those were some mighty pincers. The Laphicet stag beetle has a better ring to it, right?
What part of that sounds better?
The whole thing. Stag beetles are the strongest, after all.
I can't let that go unchallenged. The rhinoceros is the king of beetledom.
Beetledom? More like beetle dumb.
That doesn't help your case at all.
Rokuro, Aizen. I feel a dangerous storm brewing.
The rhino is a one-trick pony with its horn, but a stag can cut its opponents in half. Its weapons can be used in any situation. The stag is a true swordsman.
That's petty trickery. The only beetle with the raw muscle to decide its own fate is the rhino.
But they only live for a year. The stag can survive through the winter.
They live hard and die young. Is the beauty of such a life lost on you?
Why is it that boys get so excited when they talk about bugs?
Rhinoceros, stag, or butterfly. It's all no matter to me.
They all look like cockroaches.
They're totally different!
So, what will you name it? I think Rhinostagros for now. Salatoma flowers smell so sweet, like raspberries.
Let me smell. Oh, they smell tasty.
Do they really taste that bad?
They lure you in with their scent, but once that flower hits your tongue, its flavor transforms into something dreadful.
Dreadful like how?
The petals melt into a liquid thousands of times stronger than mint, and the leaves and stem taste richer than the richest beef tongue. The two flavors clash and fizz on your tongue, and your whole body is racked with choking pain.
What?
Seriously?
That's what Ifrit told me anyway.
It's actually true. That's exactly what it's like.
You've tasted it before, haven't you? Is there any way around it?
You can squeeze it, boil it, mix it with honey, but nothing gets rid of the taste. Trying to mix it or sweeten it makes it even harder for some to swallow.
Have you taken yours?
No, I'll do it once I'm back on the ship with the pirates.
Wait, are you the type that puts off unpleasant tasks?
Not at all. I simply cannot be the first to drink it when others are still waiting for us to deliver their doses.
You do know that you'll have to drink double the dose after you start displaying the symptoms, right?
Are you certain?
Quit being so stubborn. It'd be better if you just got it over with.
And you've taken your dose?
No, I don't need to. Having a tethered Moloch drink it is enough to absorb its effects.
But to a Moloch, it tastes...
Yes, the cuter you are, the worse it tastes. It's good to be an exorcist, eh, Eleanor?
Do I have to drink it?
Of course not. I'll suffer through my own dose of Salatoma.
Oh, poo. How dull. Whew.
You think there's any chance that wanted Moloch would launch an attack here?
His target's probably Loringen, but stay sharp just in case. He might try to break open the bug cage as a diversion.
Wanted Moloch? Loringen?
First that demon Rex Helavis, and then Eleanor betrays us? We're never gonna catch a break.
Quit whining. Cleaning up messes is our job.
Looks like our Abbey buddies are up to something.
And the bug cage. That barrier, I assume?
If so, it won't be long before they find out we broke in.
Then we should make our exit while we can.
Hey, how goes it?
Zavid!
Easy there, bro. I don't got time to spar today. Got a date lined up.
That artifact you've got belongs to Ifried. Why do you have it?
Just picked it up off the ground somewhere.
Don't screw with me, tough guy. I have ways of making you talk.
Ha! I wonder how much pain gets you to open up.
You're the one about to be tested.
It's not up to you how this goes. If I want to talk, we'll talk. And if I want to fight, we'll fight.
What are you?
I'd play more, but I don't want to keep old Pointybeard waiting. We'll chat some more later, with our fists.
Wait!
Aizen! We need to get the flowers to everyone on the ship!
You can handle it!
But you're...
Let's head back, Laffy said.
All right. That thing Zavid was holding? What do you think that was?
From the sound of it, it seemed to belong to Ifried.
I've never seen any object or art quite like it. Maybe it's that relic Ifried brought back from a continent across the sea.
An art from another continent. Do you think Aizen will be alright?
That Moloch seemed to know what he was doing. I'd rather we just stayed out of his way, but...
First the throne, and now here. What is Zavid after, anyway?
He was probably just making up that date business. But still, old Pointybeard?
Just like Ifried. When I was talking with Benwick, he said Ifried had a pointy beard.
You don't say.
Then I bet Zavid is that wanted Moloch the Abbey's looking for.
Yeah, he must be aware they're after him. And then he baited Aizen into following him, using something that belonged to Ifried.
And I'm pretty sure Aizen knew that, but he went after him all the same. Ugh, this can only go well, I'm sure.
Is Aizen in trouble?
It doesn't matter either way, if his Corsair scourge goes untreated. For now, let's get back to the ship.
Look! A frog!
It's unusual to see one this close to the sea.
Hey, I thought of a poem! Day at Port Renede. A frog jumps into the void. The sound of the sea.
Magilu? What was that?
Just a little poem that popped into my head. My inspiration came from pondering the terror a frog would feel if it unwittingly leapt into the salty ocean. That's...
I don't get it at all.
I got another one! Skinny little frog, Magilu is on your side. Do not give up hope.
I guess that one is about rooting for a frog?
That's right. I once bet a fortune on a game of chance involving frogs. That was my inspiration for this one. What do you think? Poetic, isn't it?
I think you have a gambling problem.
So, did this skinny frog win?
Nope. I lost my entire bet.
I think we can call that poetic justice.
We've brought back your solitomas. Drink up.
You've saved us! But where's the first mate?
We bumped into some wannabe tough guy Moloch and he just took off after him.
What? That must have been Zavid! Why didn't you guys follow him?
And leave you all with the Corsair Scourge?
Yes! Eisen's the one in danger here.
Is it because the Abbey is after Zavid?
So you even knew about it? I heard the details from a merchant who deals with the Abbey. Some big-shot exorcist named Melchior has set up a trap for Zavid and Loringen. If Eisen gets caught up in that, he might not make it out alive.
So now there's Melchior to worry about.
Why is Lord Melchior assuming direct command to capture Zavid? Wait, that's not important. What matters is I can turn Laffy's head over to him and finally return to the Abbey.
Melchior is a legate. A powerful enemy, trap or no.
Ugh, you guys are useless! Well, fine. If you're not going to go help him, we will.
What makes you think you're capable of being any help?
Would you let an ally get slaughtered just because you were scared?
What?
We want to save him. Maybe we'll lose. It still won't stop us. We are the ones who decide our fates. Only us. That's just the creed of Eifried's pirates.
You're a real hothead, you know that? Nobody said anything about not helping Eisen.
Huh?
You all stay here, take your medicine like good little boys, and be ready to welcome back your first mate and captain.
The captain?
Why else would Eisen knowingly barge into a trap, if not to save Eifried?
Of course! Leave the ship and crew to me.
Here, this one's for you.
Those pirates haven't a lick of sense in them.
They don't let reason dictate who they protect.
If you say so, Demon.
Now, about where Eisen's headed.
Those exorcists were talking about some place called Loringen.
Yes, it's a tower in the northern part of Westgand where the exorcists train.
Lines up with what Benwick told us. That must be the place.
There must be a lot of exorcists. Hang in there, Eisen.
That'll take more than basic exorcists to do him in.
We ought to pity any poor exorcists who meet the Reaper.
Right. Let's work together and find him.
Solitoma is as awful as I remember. I'd hoped I'd never have to drink it again.
Are you alright, Eleanor?
Is this your second experience with the Corsair Scourge?
No, I had it for a different reason. In the Abbey, it's tradition for initiates to drink Solitoma as part of their welcoming festivities.
Sounds like hazing to me.
When everyone shares the same experience, drinking something so shockingly revolting, our bonds are strengthened. It's a good thing.
If you say so.
I really did believe I'd never have to taste it again. To be blunt, I hate it.
You're lucky you think it tastes so terrible. That means you also know what tastes good. Right, Velvet?
What does that mean?
Velvet can't taste anything aside from blood.
What? Is that because she's a demon?
I'm aware of one other flavor. Mogulu, here's your dose of Solitoma.
No!
Get back here!
Don't! Keep that salad away from...
I see. The sweet taste of another suffering. Why does it seem like everyone around me is completely mad?
Yeah! Continue continuing to fight when you know you'll lose just is insane!
Would you stand around and watch your comrade die just because you're scared?
I wouldn't want to, but getting myself killed wouldn't save anyone either.
Yes, it would be illogical to fight.
Is being illogical really that bad?
Well...
At the Empyrean's throne, I remember Velvet standing, despite the horrible pain she felt. Rokuro is training with all his heart in order to defeat his brother Shigure. And Kurogane used up his own head to forge a powerful blade.
None of that is very logical.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to put it, but I think it's all amazing. Aren't you forgetting someone? Magilu is traveling with us, even though she doesn't care. And that... Yes, go on. I don't really understand what that's about.
Miss Magilu, hang in there!
Well, it is amazing in some sense, I suppose.
Hello there. You're headed to Loringen Tower too? Just a bit ago, a brawny, silver-haired man asked me how to get there.
Did he say why he was going there?
Something about meeting some friends of his. Exorcists use that tower to train, right? If he has exorcist friends, then maybe he's one too. But he seemed a bit rough and tumble to be an exorcist. I can't imagine a man like him.
Did he say anything else?
He said someone else might stop by and ask about the tower, and told me to tell him if they do. Did he mean you?
No clue.
So he was planning on us following him. What's he scheming?
You mean Zavid? Or the Abbey?
Both.
Loringen Tower lies beyond the Bernac Plateau.
Blah! If you're gonna set up an obvious trap, couldn't it at least be someplace more convenient?
What's wrong, Laphicet?
I was just wondering why Eisen and Zavid can't work together to find Eifried.
All men their age care about is their reputation, their street cred. Such a hassle.
Oh, really?
Well, I can't fully deny it.
The same could be said of women, and of everyone, really. It's hard to work alongside someone unless you strive to understand their thoughts and feelings.
And if you can't?
Well,
It's like Zavid said. You start talking with your fists instead.
Sounds harder than I thought.
Forward! Deception!
You won't get away!
Hurricane!
I can't die. You're disgraceful. Maggie! can't die here.
It's a biggie! Dark and light! Let her heal us! Too slow! Take that! Power! Too slow! You won't get away! Slow turtle! There! It's gonna get you! Water mine! Twin whip! Dark and light!
No, I can't die here. Disgraceful.
You won't get away! Slow turtle!
What is that?
Thank you! Surrender! Surrender! Feel the Surrender! Dark and light! Surrender! Break it! Dark and light! You won't get away! It's gonna get you! Break it! Break it! Feel the You guys are the best! Surrender! Like me on the power! You won't get away! Feel Surrender! Like that! The power! You won't get away! Surrender! This works! Surrender! How very unlike me!
What is that?
Thank you! I can heal the wound, but I can't heal like that! The power! Too slow! Surrender!
You won't get away! Slow Inferno! Splitter! Proceed! Breaching! Shield Stigma! Surget! Dark and light! Breaching! Surget! Dark and light! Hope this works! Surget! Split! Surget! Split! Dark and light! Breaching! Shield Stigma! Maggie! You crazy the best! Too slow! Quick back! Devour! Dark and light! Too slow! Surget! Split! Surget! Too slow! Dark and light! Surget! Too slow! You won't get away! Slow Inferno! Surget! Too slow! Quick back! Shield Stigma! Surget! Split! Breaching! Surget! You won't get away! Slow Inferno! Water mine! Surget! Can't feel the pain! Aqua Split! Surget! Split! Surget! Surget! Works! Aqua Split! Surget! Water mine! Surget! Split! Surget! Surget! Crushing Aqua Split! Surget! Shield Aqua Split! Surget! Aqua Split! Surget! Breaching! Surget! Water mine! Surget! Dark and light! Surget! Aqua Split! Surget! Surget! Shield Stigma! Devour! Breaching! You won't get away! Slow Inferno! Quick back! Devour!
I refuse to fall here!
Whoa! Hot water is spouting out of the mountain!
And look at those rainbows.
This is one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Bernak Geyser. The water heats up from underground until the pressure forces it to spray up from the surface.
And the rainbows are caused by light reflecting from the salts suspended in the mineral water. It took tens of thousands of years for the minerals to accumulate here and form this phenomenon.
Wowee!
That was very educational. At least you know plenty of trivia, if nothing else.
Additionally, the groundwater veins that feed this geyser are connected to the sea. Because of this, every now and then a boiled octopus or crab will shoot out from the geyser!
No way!
That's impossible! Well, not impossible, but with the salt content of the geyser's water, I bet they're seasoned to perfection.
Magulu, I'm declaring your bizarre imagination the 8th wonder of the world.
People say that all the time.
Did you get the medicine to the ship's crew?
Yeah.
Good. My thanks to you.
These soldiers won't be happy in the morning, but they're alive. Is this your work?
No. They were like this when I got here. It must have been Zavid.
He didn't kill a single one. Interesting.
The Abbey is going to great lengths to arrest him.
Even so, he clearly knows he's walking into a trap. What I don't get is why he roped me into all of this. If he didn't want my help, then what need did he have to play the Ifrid card on me?
If you knew this was a trap, why did you come?
To see for myself. When I met Ifrid, I was wallowing in despair that I would ever find a way to break the Reaper's curse. Stop denying reality, he told me. If you were really born with that curse, then it's a part of you. But if the Reaper learns to grasp the wheel of his life, even he may find his creed, his path through stormy waters. And so, I joined him aboard the Von Eltia.
A creed of life.
Let's say someone's murdered the captain. If it came as the result of him living life on his terms, I could accept that. But if anyone, and I mean anyone, tries to crush his way of life, I could never forgive them.
Who's there?
It's rude to eavesdrop.
If you got secrets, talk about them at home.
Zavid, isn't there any way you and Eisen can work together somehow?
Not if he's going to keep acting like this.
Well, that's how it is.
What was the point of all that posturing? He could have just stayed hidden. Weirdo.
Can't disagree there.
Loringen Tower's a training ground for exorcists, right?
Yes, it's a great edifice built on ancient ruins.
Laphicet, did you ever go there when you were tethered to Teresa?
I don't really remember the beginning of my service to Teresa.
I see.
What sort of training do they do there?
Exorcists are tested and assigned Malachim equivalent to their aptitude with mana. It's also where they practice Malach arts and study our laws.
So the lower ranks use it as a sparring ground in order to train up to the higher ranks?
No, an exorcist's affinity to mana is not something that strengthens through training. We are given Malachim based on our inborn ability, then learn arts to suit that ability.
So, an orderly is an orderly for life, then?
Correct.
There'd be no spirit of competition then. Don't they want to get stronger, to advance through the ranks?
There'd be no purpose to advancement. Rank signifies nothing more than the type and number of Malachim one can tether. People join the Abbey for only 2 reasons: to protect people from demons, and to save the world.
Are all of you that dedicated to asceticism?
How sickeningly noble of you.
I wonder if your wills are suppressed just like those of the Malachim you use.
Deviants like you could never possibly understand our motives. In any case, that is who awaits you at Loringen Tower.
So we're in for a rough welcome. I say bring it on. I can't wrap my head around Zavid.
We witnessed his unwillingness to kill before, but it seems he's quite serious about it.
Maybe that's why I don't feel scared of him. Even when he and Eisen were about to fight, I didn't feel tense at all.
Perhaps that's just because you've been around Velvet a bit too long, kiddo. Next to her, few people are frightening.
Do you think so?
Don't ask me.
He doesn't come across as vicious. I think that's why you're not scared.
Because he's just a brawler?
Maybe he's just naive.
Okay, so he's just a naive brawler. He's still involved with Eifried's disappearance, and he's also taking on the Abbey. I just don't get him.
Me neither.
Uh-huh. I agree, but I don't understand any of you either. I don't get it.
Get what?
Why did Eifried let Eisen join his ship, knowing he carried the Reaper's curse with him? What good did it do? I just don't see the reason behind it.
Well, if it were me who had that curse, it would mean that you and Velvet could die because of it, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
If that's the case, then I'd feel like I'd both want to and not want to be close to you two. And I'd probably really hate myself for it.
Do you suppose that's how Eisen feels? But Eifried still took him in. He agreed they'd put up with the curse together.
It's all a bit hard to fathom.
Well, if one thing's for certain, it sounds like Eifried's a very strong man. At least for a base, lawless pirate.
Eisen, can I ask you about that thing Zavid had?
It belonged to Eifried, didn't it? I've read much of the Abbey's archives on weaponry, but I've never seen anything like it.
He found it when we crossed to the far continent. It's a relic from a long-vanished civilization. He's like me and can't resist a good treasure. But of everything we've found, that one was his most prized.
What is it?
I can't say. It seemed like a weapon, but Eifried wouldn't let anyone touch it. He went off and tested it on his own, then came back all grinning, saying he had an ace up his sleeve the next time we got into a fight.
Then it's definitely some sort of ancient combat device? But why is Zavid looking for Eifried? To apologize for stealing it?
He doesn't seem like that much of a gentleman.
Did he really steal it?
What do you mean?
It's just my feeling, but Zavid doesn't seem like the type of Malak to steal something so precious.
He said he just picked it up. Perhaps he's trying to return it.
Perhaps.
Woo! That's a biggie! I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain! First aid! Great thing! Light healer! First aid! Shield, we gotta get out of here!
No one on guard. They're really not bothering to hide this trap.
They probably knew we'd sense it. The question now is just what they're planning to spring on us. Food's ready. It's nothing special.
Eisen, when and how did Eifried disappear exactly? And how did you two meet in the first place?
You know, you ask an awful lot of questions about us.
What? I don't mean to pry, really. Perhaps it's a habit I picked up from my work. Drat. It seems I've been digging too hard.
No matter. Eifried vanished about a year ago. He agreed to fight a duel against someone, and secretly left to meet his opponent. Once we figured out what was happening, we rushed to the scene. But all we found was the aftermath of a fight. And a pendulum.
Was Zavid his opponent?
Given his choice of weapon and his ability to fight, I'd say it's likely.
What I don't get is why Ifrid would end up captured and imprisoned by the Abbey after a fight with a stray Moloch.
The Abbey had him prisoner?
On their island. Until an exorcist named Melchior took him away, that is.
What? Lord Melchior did?
The Abbey would have captured Ifrid about a year ago. Surely it must have caused quite a stir.
I was simply patrolling. I wasn't involved in any such operations. Oh, but I do remember that we suffered a great number of casualties around that time. I never heard why, and when I went to investigate, I found no records of any major deployment. And then I was ordered to cease any such investigation by Lord Melchior.
That's fishy.
He wanted to hide something, clearly. And I think I'm starting to get a picture of what it was.
And it involves the Abbey?
Ifrid.
So, this is Von Ifrid.
Eisen, it's good to see you again.
So you're alive. You could have sent a letter.
When have you ever written a letter to another man?
True. Aside from my little brother, not even once.
Your brother? Ah, yes. You told me that once. Eisen, why?
I've got no brother. Enough of your tricks!
Thanks for luring him out. I owe you one.
Zavid.
Now come on out, you old coot!
Lord Melchior.
Breaking through my double illusion. Impressive.
I'm making a point not to fall for the same tricks twice.
I shouldn't have let you get away last time. I won't make that mistake again.
Why am I here?
Her consciousness has returned, so that is its power.
He turned her into a demon. What? This can't be happening.
A chain reaction. Your Reaper's curse is quite the dreadful affliction, isn't it?
Don't you run away!
Heads up! Wyvern's coming!
Why would an exorcist create a demon?
Hey, worry about that later. We've got damn dragons to take care of.
I can't. Get out of here. Yes.
See this?
Yes.
See this? See this?
No. I can't die here.
Light healer! I can heal.
Yes.
But I can't feel the pain! Shield stigma! Healing circle! I was flashing! Shield stigma!
No, I can't die here.
No, I can't die here. Disgraceful.
Crushing weight! Shield stigma! Shield stigma! Make a sonic drop! Take that! Devour! Triple! Finish! Phalanx ray! Take that! Devour! Roll down! Roll down! Triple! Finish! Phalanx ray! Take that! Devour! Roll down! Roll down! Finish! Phalanx ray! Take that! Devour! Finish! Phalanx ray! First one ahead! Leave it to me! Atlas split! I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain! Devour! Slow down! Finish! River! I can heal the wounds, but I can't slow down!
No, I can't. I hear.
Stay! Take the sky! I say! The wounds, but I can't feel the pain! Take that! Devour! Roll down! Finish! Phalanx ray! I say! Roll down! I say! Roll down! I say! Take the sky! I say! Here it comes! Here! Spyro! Hail!
Looks like you got caught in your own trap, old man.
Oh, are you sure about that?
What the?
I'll take care of the last one.
He just saved the wyvern?
You folks jump in and kill without a second thought. Is that your creed?
Marvelous. Your Siegfried is just the power I've been looking for.
What?
My work here is done.
The hell did you do? Wait, damn you! Follow them!
Where the hell did they go?
Find them. They can't have gotten far.
Damn. He's sure got some speedy legs for an old fart.
I'm glad to see you're okay, Zavid.
It's not me that I'm worried about.
Melchior was highly interested in your weapon. And yet he didn't steal it. Surely a legate like him could snatch it if he wanted to.
Why bother stealing it, when you can just copy its hidden formula? Some arts can decipher the workings of other arts in a split second. And guess what Melchior's specialty is?
As he left, he said, "My work here is done."
The Abbey must have some use for that unknown art. Who knows what? After all, they brought it here from another continent.
And we'll find out what they're after and crush it to dust.
Let me ask you just one question. Why do you have Siegfried?
I'm counting on you, he said. Back when I served the Exorcists, they sent me on a mission to capture Eifried.
Zavid, you were once their slave?
Yeah. My mind was under the influence of Inominat's domain. But when Eifried aimed this baby at me, one shot was all it took to open my eyes. The fight we had after that was one for the books. He might have been a human, but that guy was a beast. Put a song in my soul. But then Melchior had to jump in and spirit Eifried away with one of his damned illusions. That old bastard! Playing tricks with people's minds.
But why'd he grab Eifried and not Siegfried when he had the chance?
He probably didn't know at the time that this guy was the real prize he was after. But Eifried knew. Right before he was taken, he distracted Melchior long enough to hand Siegfried over to me. Well, that's all I know. Whether you believe me or not is up to you.
Got it. We're done here.
Huh? That was easy.
Eifried only says I'm counting on you to people he trusts.
Is that so?
So, what are you gonna do now?
Gotta keep looking for Eifried. Still gotta give this back and settle our score.
I doubt you have much time left to get that done.
I'd hazard a guess that until now, Melchior was unaware what Siegfried could really do. In other words, he and the Exorcists weren't able to interrogate anything out of their captive.
And now that Eifried's no longer needed, I see no reason for them to keep him alive.
You think I don't know that?
If you really want to save Eifried, you probably ought to team up with us.
Nope. No can do.
Why not?
You lot will do anything to achieve your goals. Even kill. Sorry, I'm a fighter, not a killer. I won't steal a single life. That's just my creed.
And I've got no intention of changing our pirate creed either.
Eisen and Zavid have their own creeds. They both have such strong principles, even though they're so different.
Just like humans.